Hello everyone, here Carrington from Open Heart Games. We are back. We are continuing our playthrough of the Tyranny of Dragons, one of the first modules put out for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. We are in Chapter 4 of On the Road, and this session, since we're kind of getting back into everything, we are actually going to do a few minutes of just, hey, who is everyone, give a brief overview. And we actually have a new character that joined the campaign not too long ago. And so we definitely want to spend a little bit of time and try to get to know that character a little bit better. So that being said, let's do a brief overview of our characters, and then we'll jump right in with where we were, do our recap, and then we will jump into continuing to trail the cult and go from there. So, with that said, our new character right here, please introduce yourself and tell us about your character.
Oh, is that me?
Yep, that's you.
Oh.
You have a B name now.
Everybody. Hey, everybody. My name is Jabril. I'm Jabrilopad in chat. I will be piloting Baalor Kiss. He is a very large, very bald, and intimidating Goliath. He's got a few fun things up his sleeve, and I'm rather excited to see where the story goes.
Absolutely. And Mordok.
I'm Dave. Am I on? Yeah, I am on. Okay. I had to check my mic. It was like, am I red? No, I'm green. Okay. I'm Dave. I'm technically challenged, obviously. I'll be playing Mordok, the Azamar Protector cleric, who I still need to know if someone can find out how to link a bell sound to us. Something in D&D Beyond. That would just be so awesome.
Actually, it's funny. I actually thought about licensing a sound just for this episode, but more on that later. I'll tell you what the sound is so you can look it up on YouTube.
I can find a bell for you.
Oh, no, not the bell, but yeah, I mean, if you can find
the bell's easy to find, but when I click a link on, when I click my one cantrip that I love so much, that it actually, the bell sounds. I mean, I can do it, but...
Oh, all I have to do is pay attention, and I can gong you every single time.
Oh, I can do that too, but it's a pain in the ass. I just want to...
Language? Sure. All right.
Like every 6-year-old in the world hasn't heard that.
Well, you know. That's a donkey, right?
Right.
Yeah, sure. All right, so, Patron. A multi-class character.
Yes. Hello, everyone. I am Brad, also known as Hidohari in chat, and I'll be playing Patron Purpleheart, our druid/cleric now. I've communed, I've talked.
Oh, yeah?
I've done nature-y things.
Mm-hmm.
And I've eaten heads. Never forget.
Yep.
Heck yeah.
I've been watching some like best of Critical Role stuff lately, just for sheer entertainment value, and the episode where they empty out the bag of holding. There's just like 6 heads, a random arm, some beef jerky, hilarious. So, anyways, all right, and of course, the reason we're all here, Zed.
Thanks. All right, hey everyone, BJX Mage here, and yes, I play the ever so small, ever so adorable Zed, who is a kobold monk who just wants to be a dragon when he grows up, and you know it's a pretty big world out there for a kobold. And yeah, that's enough about me for today.
Alrighty. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm actually going to drop some of the players who are here into our stream secrets so that they can all chat amongst themselves while I meet with someone. We'll actually meet with all the characters so they can review, because it's been a minute since we played, and it has also been a few minutes since we since we've kind of done a refresh of like what do all the characters have, because there are several secrets that we have amongst the players, and I definitely want to kind of dig into those so we can talk about some of them. So, and then Arpula says the PCs in his game found a lightly used bag of holding last night. Everything that you could pull out was covered in glitter and smells like cabbage. Ew.
Cabbages.
My cabbages. Yep. All right. Excellent.
That's a joke for you cultured people in chat.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. All right, so let me go ahead and drop these folks down. We'll see everyone in a bit. Baalor Kisk.
Yes, sir.
The newest member of our party. So one of the things that I want to try and do is, if you haven't considered it already, is to tie your character's story. Obviously, the only things that we really know about Baalor are that your character was captured by the Cult of the Dragon, but I don't think we went into why you were there.
So, I haven't fully fleshed out the backstory yet. There's a lot that I want to do with Baalor. He's got a ton of potential, just in the class structure as well as the race that I chose and how I'm choosing to play him as far as alignment and things like that. By the way, chat, I'm chaotic neutral, so like.
I heard chaotic selfish.
I'm just me, like
just a loose cannon.
Yeah, Baalor is literally me with like half the brain cells. So like my inner dumb dude is definitely gonna come out here. But I think what I've worked on so far is that he was part of a roving tribe of Goliath that was interrupted by the Cult of the Dragon on the way to like a pilgrimage with the rest of his family. And that was some time ago. And so he was wandering around the woods or wherever by himself. And that's kind of how the I don't know if I've told the rest of the party, but your boy is multi-classed. So naturally Goliaths lend themselves to being barbarians because, Goliath. But also Warlock is really fun to play for me. So I think that's when he made his deal. And to cue chat in on some things, he does not know that he made a deal. He's kind of bumbled his way into all of these extra things that he can do now in, meeting some strange creature in the woods and having a fun conversation and kind of being tricked into being a warlock.
No, I get it. I mean, I've definitely entered into, contracts with, service providers that I probably didn't need to be in. I get it.
Oh, yeah, it's exactly like the terms and conditions for an iPhone. Nobody reads that stuff, but they use the phone anyway. 100% that.
Yep.
He was like, wait a second, so you're telling me that I can do cool stuff? I mean...
Deal.
Say less. I mean...
Which did you choose as your patron?
The Fiend.
Okay. So for funsies and interesting stuff, have you chosen which fiend?
I have not. I haven't gotten to that.
Can I help with that?
Point yet? Yeah, I was actually gonna get with you and see what you wanted to do.
Well, let's do it live.
I'm a really big fan of giving the DM control of the Fiend. I feel like it gives a lot more story capability over to the DM, and it allows me to dive into the role playing side of things on a level that the character would be in. So I don't have all of the things planned out on that side. So I can react genuinely.
And as a game master and as a storyteller, like I always really appreciate that when a player gives me some broad strokes and says this is my character. If they fill in every little thing, it's hard for me to work in and like pull them into the story, because if they give you like one of the fun things is as opposed to being like my third cousin twice removed is this person and they happen to be in Waterdeep and blah 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 blah. But if they're just like my grandfather went on a pilgrimage and never returned. Like, I can do a lot with that.
Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
that, yeah. Leaving those kind of like those really interesting juicy hooks. Like a game master wants to give those hooks, but man, I'll tell you what, as a game master, it's really hard for me to ignore a juicy hook in a character's backstory because
Exactly.
it's just great to build those things together.
And I haven't put together exactly what the pilgrimage is. With dragons playing the important role that they are in our game. I think it would be benefit, or I think it would play in well that it was somehow related to that. I kind of don't mind leaving that up to you though, and I don't mind if it's
Does your character
on the
know
side of the
what the
dragon.
does your character know what the pilgrimage was, or just that there was a pilgrimage? We can do either.
So I haven't put it together myself, but if you remember, as I described my character, he has a massive dragon tattoo that starts on one wrist and wraps around his or up his arm, around his body, and then down the other arm. So that kind of lends itself to being either very on the side of the dragons or very not on the side of the dragons.
Well, here's the thing: do you want to have? This could be fun. This could be a fun thing for you to do since you're chaotic neutral. What if you and your family were members of the cult? And this is actually a background that's in there. What if you were members of the cult and then there were rivals that wiped most of your family out, and you were on a pilgrimage to try and find some other things?
Hold on. I got one better for you,
Yep.
or an alternate option. My family was a member of the cult, and we're on a pilgrimage to join the cult. And when they found out that I'm not necessarily about that life, they kind of sold me into slavery to the cult.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely good for your. This is fun. So for your, we're getting big now. We're getting big with the world.
Sure.
For your pact, let's make it Zariel. Zariel is the Archduke of Avernus and is actually a fallen angel, and she is awesome. She
Okay.
also it has the keys and keeps Tiamat locked up. So maybe that will be important.
Go to my description and put that stuff in.
Yeah, go for it.
Wait a second. There's stuff I haven't done on my sheet.
Oh no.
Oh no.
You-
What would be the best background to fit into that?
As far as your background,
Yeah, I guess I haven't chosen that yet for some strange, weird reason. It's set on criminal spy right now, and nope,
yeah.
he's not a criminal or a spy. He would be very, very bad at that.
Let's see here. So you're previously. I mean, I would say the one that makes the most sense to me would probably be Far Traveler, because you are from a ways away. Or I think there's one that's like. Let's see, Sage
Our
Sailor.
traveler, a common people. In the...
Sailor, rival, intern. That's weird. Outlander. Outlander would be another good one. Because you grew up in the wilds, far from civilization, the comforts of town and technology, witnessed the migration of herds, so on and so forth. So that's kind of.
What's the difference in Outlander and Outlander Baldur's Gate?
I don't know. What if I looked?
I'm on it right now. I just have to get back to it. So
How many
Outlander
Baldur's Gate
Gate
seemed like a good idea.
You grew up in the wilds, far from civilization.
So you would have a connection to Baldur's Gate, but I mean, I would probably just choose athletics and survival, and then this one
Outlander.
is- Yeah, I would just. I think that Outlander is really good. Another one that might be good if you were interested is Inheritor. That's a really interesting role playing one.
Okay.
You are the heir to something of great value, not mere coin or wealth, but an object that's been entrusted to you, which could end up being your
That
protect
plays really well into the I'm not actually about that. In that I was supposed to take over the family, like head of the family, but and that responsibility would still technically pass down to me. But I don't want that because they're mad culty.
Yep. And I mean, obviously they would be the muscle. So I may actually in the future, there may be some people that I replace in this campaign with other people, just so that we can have some of your family in there, so that you can encounter them and talk to them, then probably kill them. So.
What language do you think would be appropriate? Draconic?
It feels like everyone's taking Draconic, so I don't think you need to.
Okay, why don't I take something else then?
I mean, if your family would have taught you Draconic because of their culty nature, then that probably makes sense. But, I mean, it could just be something that you picked up along the way, like Goblin, or Orc, or Dwarven, or whatever. You know. Maybe it's Giant. Maybe that's what you're interested in.
I think I already speak Giant.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, I'll let you fill out your information when it comes to that. So I'm actually going to put in the notes for myself. Is a warlock of Zariel.
3 levels warlock, 1 level
barbarian. Warlock of Zariel.
Can you spell Zariel for me?
Zariel.
R-I-L. I definitely would have spelled that with an X.
No, that's okay. Yeah, Zariel is really cool. One of my favorite characters. So there's that. So we've got Warlock of Zariel. Family is family is still active cult members.
Are you okay with me having a little fun with the description? Or
Yeah,
do you
that's fine.
pretty well stick to
Yeah.
barbarian?
So you actually have. So what is the item that you have that you're the inheritor of?
Honestly, I think it would be my tattoo.
Of the tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Mm. Well, we're gonna play with this later. Inheritor of a dragon mark. Dragon marks are something out of Eberron, out of the Eberron world, and we can pull them in, and they actually give you beneficial things. They're technically not in this world, but it's my world. I'm gonna do what I want.
Sure.
Yeah. So we'll have to homebrew later. So I'll put more on this later. And I'm actually editing. I'm editing his. I am editing his actual thing in here so that he has his notes and I have mine that are only visible to me. So when I pull up his character and I'm reviewing my characters before I prep my session, I can look back and go, "Aha! Yes, here's this," and then we can talk about goals and whatnot. So I have that. I have that saved in there. In your journal, if you want to delete the other one because that one belongs to your other character, feel free. So, but yeah. I'll let you work on your characters. Do you have any other questions?
No, I am going to run the dog out real quick while you're powwowing with the other characters.
All right, cool. All right, bye, Pupper.
I don't know that if I haven't told the crew already that I'm multi-classed, that I'm going to tell them for a bit.
Yeah, no need to worry about it. I mean, they can see it on your little thing here, but it'll be all right. All right, here we go. Hello, it's Mordock. Maybe,
yeah, I'm here.
Welcome back. All right, so
I was gone.
Huh?
I was gone.
Oh well, I mean, I pulled you into the main chat so everyone can hear you.
Oh.
All right,
Okay.
so Mordock is an ASMR, and it's just us, so we can talk about secrets. So your character was formerly actually a member of the Cult of the Dragon, correct?
Yes.
All right, and you were as well.
Yes.
And you have kind of a hit list, right, of people that you want to kill.
I do have a hit list.
Who are you looking to kill?
Which I could call up if I can find it.
I know where it is. I can see it right now. It's under your journal. It's under party resources. Yep. So you're looking to kill Bogluck, Frulam Mondath, and Resmir. And so you've skipped on killing Frulam Mondath for now.
Well, we were outnumbered over 3-1, so yeah, it seemed wise at the time to not engage.
Yeah, prudence. I
And
mean,
we
you
were
can
beat up,
always go back, right?
Yeah, I can always kill them later. So,
All right.
I'll kill you today. I'll kill you later.
So you can easily infiltrate the Cult of the Dragon, but you're also, I think as I recall, you have kind of a secret affiliation, right, with one of the dark powers.
Yeah,
of the deep,
I honestly don't know what to do with it. uh, I had an idea, and then I thought, oh damn, I screwed up, and
I don't think you have. So I think
no,
actually,
because my character build was, and then when Jabril kind of said he was a warlock, it was like, oh damn, because I was gonna take a level in a dip into warlock so that I could uh, say that Zariel, the Archduke of Avernus, gave me my power.
I
It
mean,
was
you
like,
can
oh
definitely still be a cleric.
my charisma isn't up to the task here of that.
I mean, you can still be a cleric of Zariel, it actually makes a lot of sense. Here's a curiosity
Well,
thing.
so that was my first thing, was to eventually go evil and then betray the partner at the end, and that seemed so obvious. Uh, so what I was thinking here in the last couple of weeks was, well, maybe I'll just fight it, and because I'm not exactly sure how this works, because Tiamat wants out, and Zariel wants
Tiamat
Tiamat out
contained.
of Avernus. And
Well, right now I think that Zariel is still kind of the jailer and has the keys to keeping Zariel where they need to be. Obviously, all of this was, Asmodeus was the person who kind of perpetrated all of this.
yeah, because he's that way. He's kind of an evil guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's also that person that has his hand in everything. But I mean, like, well, let's see. I mean, you could always just be a cleric of Kelemvor who's just like, and maybe you were visited by an intermediary from Zariel who's trying to recruit you, and maybe
Yeah, and I'm just like, screw it. Okay, so she gave me my life back, but I don't have to serve her.
yeah, that is
So
true.
that's kind of where I kind of was going to change.
I mean,
course,
yeah,
I was
I
going to
think.
go evil, and I thought, nah.
I mean, and maybe there's a moment where you have to cry out to the powers that be and to Zariel herself and say, I'll serve you for all time and whatnot. But
It's because it would be cool. We get into the final battle, and we fail tragically, and Tiamat destroys the Sword Coast.
Mhm.
All because of me.
But we'll just have to see how that plays out. But yeah, I mean, like if halfway through the campaign you decide like that something happens and your character wants to reach out and start like trying to tap into that dark power, like we could definitely make you into a fire cleric, or even a death cleric.
Already a grave cleric.
Yeah. Now I'm kind of curious. I'm using the Google and the Game Master's best tool nowadays.
Not the Google. Google knows everything.
Yes. It kind of now it reminds me of the the AI in Captain Marvel, where it just kind of like their I don't remember what its name is, but I just think that's kind of a neat thing.
Don't invoke. I just watched Spider-Man: Far From Home, the second one.
Oh
Far
yeah.
From Home. And the best line in the movie was Spidey says, well, "What about Captain Marvel?" And to Samuel L. Jackson, he goes, "Don't go there." So just don't go there with Captain Marvel, because just don't go there. She was just terrible.
Well, anyways, opinions aside, what about Kelemvor or Osiris? Or
well, since I don't sit around and read all the gods' lore.
Kelemvor is kind of this like kind of Anubis like character, Lord of the Dead, Judge of the Damned kind of thing. And he just kind of helps people along their way, which is fine. Which they're kind of like the death people. Also, there's Osiris in non-traditional.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's.
No, I don't know if Zariel wants to show up and demand I do something for her. I guess we'll figure that out when we get there.
Sounds good. Yeah, I mean, definitely. If you have any other notes, like feel free to drop them in, and you have things. So yeah, right now it says that your family was wiped out by the cult, and after dead Zariel or struck a deal for your soul, you were hellbent on vengeance at this time, and maybe
vengeance on vengeance on who?
I think
I'm
the
pissed off that Zariel should have left me die.
Well, I mean, I would think that right now it's that the cult killed your family.
I definitely Oh, the cult's definitely on my hit list, but that'll only take me probably to the end of the first book, right?
Well, I mean, the cult is kind of throughout a lot of this,
Yeah,
so
yeah, but I think all those characters are just in the first book.
don't worry, we can add more.
Oh yeah,
The hit list can grow.
yeah.
So, all right, excellent.
See, I'm trying to figure out, what Zerial's role is in all this. Does she want Tiamat out, or because she wants Avernus? Because she just got Avernus.
I think that
Oh,
she still like has her responsibility of keeping, because I think her motivation, and who can question the motivations of these incredibly powerful things. I think that her motivation is still to keep the keys to the kingdom, like the keys to hell, keep Tiamat contained, because Tiamat's kind of this chaotic evil thing that just wants to cause chaos and atrophy, but I don't think she wants that.
yeah, because Zerial is probably the coolest of all the devils because she used to be an archangel.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
that's just cool. Totally fallen from grace.
Yep.
So
It's a cool story too. They go into it quite deep as a short aside. They go quite a bit into the whole lore and everything that happened there, and the players get to follow along in Baldur's Gate: Descent in Avernus. And I'm actually playing that campaign. I'm running through it right now with a group of my clients. So it's great campaign. Uh, it's a great campaign, but it needs some work up front. It's got a lot of really great parts in it, but it needs a little work. But anyways, so more on Mordok soon. We'll have to figure out how to work in Zariel more,
yeah,
or
something.
maybe have some kind of demon thing that comes and sees you. I mean, if you wanted to take world, if you
Demon,
wanted,
no, not demon.
or sorry, devil, yes. If you
Yeah.
wanted to take, if you need to move your stats around, like if you want to change something about your character to make it fit more with what you're wanting to do, like feel free to move your stats around. I have no objections to that, and that's something I recommend. Like if a player has an idea and they don't have the stats for something, as long as it's not overly game breaking and they're not just trying to mess with the rules, but they're trying to do something in favor of the story, always let them do that. That's my opinion when it comes to being game master. Rule of cool is always the way to approach it. So, all right, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the next player.
Okay.
Hello.
Oh, well, hello there, Carrington.
Yes, hello. Here we are. We're back. We just spoke with Mordok and Baalor, and I wanted to talk now with Patron, because this is the first character. You're now multi-class into multiple classes now. You're now a druid and a cleric.
I am indeed.
Yeah. And your
Got them
character.
sweet, sweet guiding bolts.
Oh yeah, chaining guiding bolts. Why not? And your character kind of your character has are you basically like a cleric of Bahamut, the platinum dragon now? Is that kind of where you're landing?
Essentially, I think more along the lines of like the way I envision it is less directly Bahamut, but more like the Grand Master and the seven golden worms, and each one of the I wrote down. Funny fact, I wrote down all of the lore for all the seven golden worms, and I plan on trying to incorporate a little bit of everything in there.
You should take those notes and put them in your journal, so that way I can reference them and I can work them into the campaign. That's one of the things I do love about running online is the ability to have all those notes in one place, so that way I can reference them too and help tie them in there, and then it just builds a better story for everyone. Yeah, feel free to drop them in your journal, or if you even want me to, I can also drop another resource and just give you access to it. Do you want a separate document?
Probably. It's a lot. It's a lot. I wrote. It's a lot.
How many documents do you need?
I think just one, and I'll drop it all in there.
Okay, I'm gonna add a handout. It's right now. It's called Mysterious Note. It's in your journal, and you can edit it. And this is going to be, what do you want to call it? The Wanderer? What is it again? His other one? The Grandmaster.
The Grandmaster of Flowers.
Master of Flowers lore. All right, cool. And because we're going to do cool stuff here, Grand Master of Flowers. Cool. And we're going to find a sweet image like this one right here. And we're gonna put it right in the module. All right, and let me upload this. Bam, there it is. All right, so you now have access to that. And you can fill it with whatever you need. So, I mean, Patron has definitely been, as the campaign has continued to go on, you have a connection to one of the kind of avatars of Bahamut, and you have, a grandfather who never returned from his wandering. And you're kind of amongst dwarves. I mean, there's kind of a stereotype of them always kind of digging in the mountains and whatnot, but your folk have kind of been more in touch with the earth, maybe even more so than most dwarves would be, viewed as, because you're much more in touch with nature. So how does your character feel about that? When it comes to other dwarves, or how your family's viewed? Do you think they're viewed as an oddity?
Probably. I would say they're probably viewed as an oddity. I would say that Patron can get along with the best of them. I mean, I don't owe anyone any charisma, as we like to say. So I like to think that I may be an oddity among dwarves, but I fit in with most society.
Excellent. I guess as we have this, do you have any additional goals or anything for Patron? Some of the other characters kind of have some other things that they're working towards, but do you have something, or is your character in search of your grandfather, or?
I would say that for my character personally, my family probably doesn't really worry about other family members too often. I mean, we have that wanderlust, as it has been described, and occasionally years and years go by and we eventually wander our way back. I would say that going in search of my grandfather would not be a thing that I would probably have as a goal, but finding him eventually on the road would be a occurrence that could happen.
Okay.
And if that path leads somewhere else, it could lead somewhere else as well.
All right. And do you have any particular goals for Patron? Like, are there anything that you really want to see him do, or is there anything that he's seeking, or anything like that, or is it just simply the new experiences?
I think the adventure and the fun of it all is into Patron's character. I feel like he becomes attached to people and things and wants to see them succeed. Very much, I have a goal of getting Zed out of his shell and making him succeed. Maybe subtly, maybe not so subtly. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
I would say that Zed is definitely the character out of the party I am the most attached with.
Absolutely. I mean, and your two characters have definitely been here since session one. Which, I mean, there've been three of you that have been here since session one, but one character bit it and got eaten by a roper. But it happens. So just you're in it for the adventure.
Yeah, I would say I'm definitely in it for the adventure, in it for the fun of things. Patron has no real qualms about life or death because that is the way of nature.
Sure, absolutely. All right, excellent. Well, I'm sure we look forward to seeing more things, and if you have more ideas on things, if you want to see, if you definitely see like kind of a path for Patron kind of open itself up, don't be shy, and we'll chat more about his character in the future.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yep. All right, thank you much. Oh, hello there.
Hello.
All right, so now we are talking about Zed. I've met with the rest of the characters, and of the backgrounds that we have, everyone definitely has very interesting backgrounds, motivations, and things they have going on. But none less than Zed. And I will let you go ahead and share Zed's secret for those listening at home, so that everyone can know, and then we can talk a little bit about some of the goals that we have for Zed and go from there.
Yeah. So this is particularly fun. I have spent quite a bit of time outside of these streams and over the course of, especially at the beginning of when we started this adventure, really developing Zed into a real character. Most of my roleplay experience as a player had been like, all right, well, let's just do something kind of cool, kind of bring pop culture to D&D. I played Raphael from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, I played Loki in a charity event. Like, let's do some but I had never really taken the time as a player to really work on a character and get into get into a character when you are going through the session. So I made that a personal goal for this. And so what I'm about to say is the secret is not. We decided this after the fact. So I had mentioned in the intro at the beginning of the stream that Zed wants to grow up and be a dragon when he grows up. And turns out that Zed doesn't know this, but the big secret for Zed is he is actually a dragon. He is a gold dragon who served under Bahamut and has gotten a little too big for his britches. And Bahamut was like, your ego is a little too big. So what Bahamut had done with the gold dragon is to banish him and cast him into the most sad and pathetic and small-brained minded character that you could possibly imagine, which turned out to be Zed. So the reason why Zed wants to grow up and be a dragon is he is. And so Zed has no idea about this. For all he knows is he's just infatuated with dragons. He has a book of dragon facts that we read from every once in a while. He reads constantly. Sometimes I read a passage out loud. But he has no recollection of his time as a gold dragon. All he knows is the phrase from Bahamut that will free him if he shows that he has done good in this world. So it's brought on some really interesting things. Kobolds naturally are chaotic evil.
Lawful
they
evil.
are lawful evil. They have a code that they live by, and it's usually in their own little self-interests. That lawful nature. What's really interesting is Zed himself has obviously taken a liking to the studies in the monasteries and has really shown his way of becoming a way of ascended dragon monk. Thank you, Fizzbins, for coming out perfectly in time for me.
It was
be able to
great.
pick that up. So we've kind of created a little perfect storm, which is why we introduced Zed as the one that everyone loves, because everything that has been put into his character has kind of just fallen into place perfectly. So with the monkness, he's not evil. He's also not necessarily good. He's still finding himself, and that's part of what this journey is the journey that he's been on so far for the last 12 weeks, 13 weeks.
Yep.
Has been him finding his voice, trying to gain some self-confidence. We have to realize, and we remind ourselves of this all the time, kobolds roughly 3.5, 4 feet tall.
Yeah.
Zed's 2'3".
He's just a little guy.
He is the runt of the family. He is the littlest of the little. He has no confidence. And this is the character flaws that I've built into the character. He has no confidence. He's the runt of his family. His name is Zed because his dad was like, "Yo, we're done having kids. This is the end." In fact, his name is Zed to show that at the end of the naming celebration.
Nice.
Growing up in a larger family, he got picked on a lot for being so small. Um, School was rough for him
Kobold school.
and things like that. Cobalt school, just learning little things in the village. So, and he had this dream one day is like of learning everything about dragons.
And went out in the world and did it, right?
And then convinced his parents to let him go, and so would travel town to town, trying to learn as much as he could about dragons, and being so small and being a kobold, not seen highly in the world. A lot of people scoffed him off, but the monastery would always let him in. So that's kind of how he got his, bearings into becoming a monk. Was he'd come in to the monastery, they teach him a little self-defense. He'd get to spend some time, brushing up on their stuff in the monastery, on dragons and stuff, and one thing leads to another, and here we are. So Zed wants to be a dragon when he grows up, because he is.
Just as we're kind of talking here, I'm just kind of like processing everything and thinking about it, and one of the characters that we see in a Studio Ghibli film, Howl's Moving Castle, she is cursed by a powerful being as well, and her form changes as well into that of an old woman. You've seen this movie?
I have.
Excellent. So you know what I'm talking about in this. So in that movie, if she's thinking about her curse, she looks old. But when she's not thinking about the curse and not thinking about herself and her own self, like her own woes, she changes to her previous form of that of a young woman. So I'm thinking about for Zed is that as we progress, what do you think about the idea of him, like, if he stands up and decides to be brave, and does good? What do you think about his scales taking on a golden shimmer?
Oh, that would be neat.
Maybe even just temporarily.
Yeah, very temporarily, definitely. He what's really neat is with what comes with Way of the Ascended Dragon, it's aspects of being a dragon. You have your punches deal dragon type damage, can deal dragon type damage, and Zed doesn't know why, but he naturally links himself up with fire damage when he punches someone, and he doesn't know why. I mean, like, he has figured out that he can do other types through curiosity, but when he first discovered that he had gained that ability, the natural inclination was to deal fire. You also have breath weapon as a monk. You channel this draconic energy within yourself and expel it in the form of the breath weapon. And being a kobold, you look like a dragon. He's channeling his actual draconic energy at that point. He just doesn't know it. And again, he defaulted to fire damage. He has since learned that he can also spew acid, which is how we're pickling our dragon
our dragon egg.
Always
give the players a dragon egg.
But like all of the things that he does through Way of the Ascended Dragon are amplified by the fact that he himself is a dragon. So when we get to the later levels of that monk class, he's going to be able to fly. To an extent, it's again something in draconic energy, and it's an illusion of wings, but he'll float. He'll actually feel the sensation of flying, which is going to freak him out. It's going to be great. And then later on, there's some expelling of draconic energy that should be amplified because of his, his nature and his ultimate secret. So I'm pretty excited. But yeah, if he does something good, and he's taken some opportunity lately to take the shot that he doesn't want to do, but he knows he needs to,
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. So kind of tossing those little things in here and there would be neat. One thing that I've been doing is when we take long rests, he dreams,
Mm-hmm.
and writes them down in his diary, which out of character are player notes, but I write them as Zed.
Nice.
And he writes down his dream, and the dreams are attached to his secret, some aspect of it. So he might have had a dream where he was again playing with kids in the city, and like went to jump and like had that essence of flying, that feeling of flying, and then he always like does something weird and like wakes up and thud and wakes up. So yeah, so there's lots of little elements like that in the character as well.
Excellent. I'm going to go ahead and pull everyone back in here.
For sure. We also decided that you didn't
Hello,
save
everyone.
us for last. You just presented all of us in height order.
He already.
Hello. Welcome back, everyone.
Oh, welcome back.
We were just talking about, and actually, I think you might be right. Yeah, you are right. In alphabetical and in height order. Because Baalor is what, like 7 feet tall?
9.
Jeez, it's so big!
350 pounds of girth.
Versus Zed standing at a whopping 2'3", 25 pounds when wet.
Yeah.
Patron at 4'6".
Yep. 9 feet of just my dude.
My dude.
My dude.
So, excellent. All right. What's up?
You know what spell I don't have that I wish I did as a person that plays Warlock? I wish I had Disguise Self.
Yep.
I mean, you could technically get it as an invocation.
Yeah, nah.
But it's
I
at
want my
will with
spells
no
to
component.
mean something. Sorry.
Exactly.
Just kidding for all the
Well, you
war
have
playing.
so few as a warlock, so
It's
you have
so
to be
true.
Exactly.
My favorite phrase I always hear from warlocks is, "Can I get a short rest?"
Yes.
It's 10 minutes and a sandwich.
10
man.
minutes
Can I get 10
and a
minutes and a
sandwich?
sandwich, please?
Last session.
10 minutes and a sandwich.
Mm.
But I mean, all I need as a warlock is Eldritch Blast. Let's be serious.
Can I get a bagel and a breather, please?
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for here.
The thing that's most busted about the dip for Warlock is the fact that you can go like Fighter 11, Warlock 1, and it's just like, neat, enjoy your 3d10. And it's just like, this is unfair! You know?
Start out.
There's a really good one-level dips. Warlock is one of them.
Cleric.
Yeah.
Cleric is one of them. A fighter is one of them.
Yeah. Being able to like, and I've done it before, I played a wizard. So I played fighter wizard, and I was just like, and I chose war, and that was a lot of fun because I was just like something like ran up and tried to hit me, and I was like, well, I'm gonna cast shield. My armor class is 30, so no. Also, die.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast fireball at my feet. So, anyways.
Also, as a fighter, I got a really high dex, so I can just dodge that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that's what I did, was I just did a dex-based fighter. It's cool to be in plate, too, but...
Also, by the way, I'm a tiefling, so I'm resistant to fire damage. So
Yeah.
take that, too.
Yeah, exactly. Here you go.
Not
Here's
now.
a fireball. So, it's time. It's recap time. We've reviewed all of the characters and everything, because it's been a minute since we've done that, and we had a new character, and I wanted to definitely take the time. And I recommend, as a game master, take time to talk to your players about what their expectations are for their characters, what their goals are, and those kinds of things. And if you want, I mean, like, we did it live on stream, so you can kind of see what we were doing, what kind of questions that I asked, but you can do it out of session, you can do it in a private Discord server, like, whatever works for your group. You pass notes, have texts, whatever you want to do. But I do recommend doing kind of a character check-in, make sure they're enjoying things, and and advise someone if they want to rebuild an element of their character because they had a better idea and they want to move some stats around. Honestly, like I said, let them. If it's not going to be game breaking and they're not just trying to like absolutely min max, if they're just trying to make a character based decision and they want to do something that's an element for their character, just let them do it. I've done that when someone in one of my games, and I wrote a blog post about it. I think they actually had enough to do it, but I think they had just barely had enough charisma to take a dip in Warlock. But if like someone like makes a demonic pact, and they're gonna have consequences, and you want to like a big consequence can be like your next level is Warlock, and you don't have a choice. Like that's a thing.
It's picking on me again.
Oh
Wow,
no,
did you just get
the
bullied by a
worst
Nightbot?
dip in the entire world.
I got bullied by Nightbot.
It's on my to-do list.
To get
fix
bullied by
that.
Nightlot?
No, it's really easy to get bullied by Nightbot, and that's the problem.
Just put 2 more exclamation points.
All right, well, I'm just going to do this. There you go. Like, slow down there. I hope you learned your lesson. Oh, man, that's funny. Oh, that's good. All right, sorry. Anyways, so when it comes to that, I absolutely recommend having those regular check-ins, whether you do it once a month, once in a while. But make sure that you check in with your characters and make sure they're enjoying the characters that they play. And if they want to make any kind of changes to them, always be open to those ideas. Because at the end of the day, we're all telling stories around a campfire, and we're all trying to have a good time. So, yay! Thanks for the sub. Also, I think we have multiple subs.
S'mores?
Always. So, we've talked about all that stuff. Good stuff. So, who would like to take a shot at doing the recap?
Would love to give you a recap from Baalor's perspective.
I mean, if you want to do it, I'm here for it. I'll even give you, I will give you this wonderful map of the Sword Coast. If you want to scroll down just a hair.
Zed can always give the recap, but he is going to read from his diary. Good luck.
So, recap from Baalor's perspective. Everybody strap in, it's about to get deep.
Okay.
So,
Not too deep. We're not at water deep yet.
fair enough. Chained, blindfolded, gagged and thrown in a hole. Just the sound around him to let him know what's going on. No stimuli, food very rarely. And then a boat. And people. And
I almost did a
dragon
spit
egg.
take.
And that's where we're at.
Yeah. Is this some kind of weird haiku?
There's so much more. There's so much more that happened last week.
Oh my god, I can't say the joke that I thought of while I was saying
Well,
that.
let's skip it. Yeah. Like I
Oh,
said.
that's right. We went into town, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this some kind of weird haiku? Anyways.
We're on the road. Like.
So, to continue,
Oh no, you weren't done?
the boat with
Oh,
people
Agreed.
lands on the shore, and we're approached by a guard who very clearly asked for a bribe. In response to this behavior, that's obviously not guard-like. It's obviously not the behavior of an upstanding city guard.
Yeah. In response, you cast a counter bribe.
Yeah. In response, we cast "Don't try me," and knocked him unconscious and sent him on his merry way down the river in the boat. We then proceeded into town. I put the little small one on my shoulder, and this massive keg with a dragon egg in it on the other shoulder. And we strolled into town, and from there I get a little hazy. I don't quite remember what goes on, so somebody else can pick up from there.
Okay.
Okay, so from there, so thankfully, Baylor picked me up, and I rode his shoulder through everything because being so little and there were so many people, it was unnerving for Zed. We met up with a vendor, and we attempted to get hired as his crew on his little caravan thing. I think Mordock and Patron are getting paid. Baylor's getting paid in free beer, which might be a mistake.
Homie, I'm 9 foot tall, 350 pounds. I'm gonna drink the man out of his house.
Exactly.
Today.
Mistake for him. mistake for him. It's all gravy for you. And because I'm just a little lowly kobold, I'm not getting paid to do this work. But that's fine. And so we got on the caravan. We're headed to this place called Waterdeep, and it's going to take a while. And along the way, we found a guy buried in the dirt up to his head, which was weird. Baylor, you pulled him out like a carrot, which was really funny.
Yes.
And as we were interrogating him, I noticed that he had a tattoo of like a harp on his arm, very similar to the one that our boy Leo has.
Yep.
We had a discussion, and turns out our goals were the same, but because he had already gotten caught once, y'all made Zed do this. Zed decided that it was best that he head back to Baldur's Gate, and we just continued on our way. We saw some folks fighting over some treasure that fell off a cart. We kind of didn't interact. We just looked at it, and then we woke up the next morning and someone died. Turns out they were poisoned, and Patron figured out which cart it was coming from, and that's a problem for a different day. He supposes. So, and we started the whole day. This is when you were tied. Baylor was all tied up and protecting. I don't think you were tied up, but yeah, it works. As we were heading into Baldur's Gate, a house fell off the side of the giant bridge that welcomed you into the town, fell into the ocean, and we had a little rescue mission. Patron talked to turtles. It was kind of funny. Patron also talked to a rat at one point. Baylor tried to talk to the rat. And that was last time on Dragon Ball Z.
Alrighty, excellent. Yeah, I think that pretty much covers everything. One of the things that was really cool about the last session is we didn't have any combat.
There was no combat. It was all roleplay.
It was all roleplay, which are honestly, from time to time, some of my favorite sessions. It's just letting the players be their characters. I really like that. It is a lot of fun. So, that's probably fine. All right, so let's go ahead and continue. The group is on the road. They're heading towards Waterdeep. Along this area here. This is the coastway. Up into this area, the Troll Claws. I'm gonna say a 10 days passed, about a week since last time.
Sure.
Oh, don't you worry. I got that. So, Chapter 4. Chapter 4, as I've talked about, can be somewhat problematic because it can be a bit of a slog. It's a very, very long road up to Waterdeep. From Baldur's Gate. It is a long way. Are you measuring out how many miles it is? Yeah, it is. It is like 1,000 miles, and Waterdeep is like the next stop. I think the ultimate goal is actually to get up here to Neverwinter, which I'm gonna go ahead and reveal. Who knows? Maybe that's where they're gonna go. Anyways, so
Rime of the Frost Maiden.
yeah, that's all the way up here. And I can actually, for those who are watching at home, I'll be happy to reveal a couple of things so that you all know. Icewind Dale is actually right up here. So that's where Ten Towns is, if you're familiar with the Legend of Drizzt series.
God, Zed and Kingsley meeting each other, that would be amazing.
I feel like one of them would get very tired of the other very quickly.
Yeah. Kingsley would not put up with this shit.
Be like, oh, see ya, bye. So anyways, what I did is for this, I actually put, I try to prep, and since we took about an hour, about a third of our time doing that character recap, we obviously aren't going to get through everything. But for these three, I actually took three things that I felt kind of felt together, and I'm going to explain why I did this as we go. There are three of these random encounters, and you can roll randomly and do it, whatever, but I think it's better if you put them together. All of these kind of revolve around the same kind of thing, so that's why we're gonna do it this way. So, as you're in the fields, well, I guess where are we right now? As you're making your way up from the fields of the dead and into this area, you come across a fight happening ahead. There is a wagon that is stranded on the road. Its animals are dead, and there are a merchant and his 3 guards sheltered under the wagon. They are supplied with crossbow bolts and whatnot, and they are being assailed by what appear to be a well-organized group of hobgoblins.
Can I roll perception to see how many?
You sure can. Here we are.
This is liable to be hilarious, everybody.
I have an amazing blank screen.
You shouldn't.
I'm all black.
Is your boy not on this?
No, he is
we're
right
all
there.
we're all at the bottom.
Can you see now?
Oh, okay. I shall now roll perception.
Oh yeah, you know what? Dark vision. That'll do it.
I have dark vision.
There we go. And we're gonna say it's.
I have dark vision, but I can't see anything.
You might need to move your token here. Hold on. Sometimes moving your character.
That is true.
Nope.
All right, there we go.
Nope.
Bam, how'd that work?
There we go.
Oh, that worked.
All right, cool. It's daylight. That's what we're saying right now.
Okay.
I think
Sorry,
I think
Zed.
you have an old.
What was the question?
I think you have an old patron token. Because why is his health 11 out of 11?
Why do you keep doing this to me, Carrington? Did you get the torch again?
Do you need me to get a torch for you?
No.
No. I'm saying, did you take the torch token again?
Possibly. Oh yeah, there you go. What is your actual hit points?
30. Hold on.
Oh, here's the problem. Hang on. H.
31.
Here we go. Bam. All right, cool. Got it. What's your AC?
17.
Not according to my math.
Nope.
All right, cool. Bam.
Also-
Everything's updated. You're welcome.
Yeah. Also, what time of day is it?
We're gonna say it's daytime.
Daytime.
You know that good time.
We did our morning sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. You come across this, and
Baalor 17 for perception.
yeah, you can see them. Where is Baalor? Wait, hang on a second. Why are you not over here? Mordok's over here.
Oh, okay.
Because you.
You're with the guy. Is Baalor with
You
him?
were-
Oh yeah. There we go.
I thought that's what you said.
Yeah, we'll go with that. That's where you are right now. You're in the back drinking or whatever it is that you do.
Drinking.
Nice.
Yeah, out of character. Because of the whole using the acid thing, I have 2 instances of it, and so since we've been traveling, he's been doing it in the morning and doing it at night. So if we went through our morning routine, he would have already used one of his Breath of the Dragons to
So you have
make
one left.
So I only have 1 left.
How many key points do you have?
I have 4 key points because I am level 4. They are
I'm
of
gonna
the
edit
same.
the Z token. I'm just gonna put 4 and 4 and bam. That's what I like to do with the red bars. I like to do that, and I think that Mordok has 1 of the channel divinities. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Bam. All right, cool. So there is this kind of battle thing going on in the background, and I just kind of threw some light battle music in the background.
Can we get the egg in between Patron and I, and not on the edge of the cart?
Oh, we're worried about
Yeah.
that? Okay, all right. That is another thing. The
Always.
players have a dragon egg that they stole from the Cult of the Dragon that they're trying to actively hatch, and they're providing
Saved.
What?
We saved it.
Saved, liberated, even
Liberated.
from
I
the
believe
cult's
the term that we're using nowadays is rescue.
rescued. Sure.
We negotiated.
Yeah. So when this dragon hatches, oh, he's a rescue.
Yeah. He's a rescue dragon.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's perfect. They're really
Doesn't
misunderstood, you know. They're not actually that vicious. It's just about how you raise them.
Is
Yeah,
this
nature.
are we talking about dragons or pit bulls? Like,
I mean,
What's the
same thing,
difference?
really. Yeah.
sure. All right, so you can see that there are a bunch of hobgoblins up there that are assailing these guys over here. I've got a pretty big map here, but there are about as we're kind of zooming out here, it looks to be like there's about 7 of these guys. So with
Correct me if I'm wrong, but hobgoblins are like almost my size, right?
they're pretty big. I actually have a
okay.
good picture. I think they look really cool in 5e. Please. All right, cool. Here we are. Yeah, I think hobgoblins look really cool. They're almost like, I don't know. They look like evil samurai.
Love it.
Yeah.
Didn't they used to look like weird trolls, like really dumpy and?
I mean that's an opinion you could have. But they didn't. I don't think in the past they looked super great. But they're
Okay.
strong. So.
Yeah.
And they're smart.
And they are smart. They are at least average human intelligence. So with that, what are you gonna do?
I just
I
wanted to
actually
get a view. I'm not doing anything yet.
Okay.
So, how many wagons are in our caravan?
There's a lot of them behind you, but you're the only 2 in front right now.
Oh, we're in the front.
Just
Because
so
I'm like-
happens.
Just so happens by
Mm-hmm.
DM fiat.
Yeah, it happens. It was
Yeah.
just happened to be your turn.
Okay. Because I'm thinking if we're in the middle or the back, it's like, yeah, this isn't our problem. But
Wow. So aggressive.
I like the way you think.
I assume we're rolling initiative then.
I mean, you do you.
Do they appear to be attacking the flipped over wagon?
I mean, they're assailing it for sure. Do they even have ranged weapons?
Wait a minute, you can't sail a wagon.
Yeah, they. Thank you. They do appear to be like shooting longbows and whatnot at it. So yes, it seems like they're attacking. But it doesn't seem like they are. You know what? Actually, instead of it being midday, we're gonna say that it's later in the day and it's getting closer to evening. But Zed still hasn't used his second deal majig. What do you say about that? So they seem to be like kind of lazily just trying to keep this group over here seems to be trying to keep this group pinned. What do you do?
Roll initiative.
All right, cool. We roll initiative.
Oh boy.
This is gonna be a big battle. There's so many initiatives.
Don't forget to click your token.
Yep.
Natural 20, baby! Somebody still rolled higher than me?
Yeah, your boy.
Sure. Oh, yeah, sure, Zed, go ahead.
Zed is really good at rolling high initiative and then proceeding to do nothing in combat.
Nice. All we got that one and that one, which means this one.
Figure this out then.
Okay. And I guess I'm gonna also roll for these guys. Alright, infinite acceptable initiatives. Zed, you're up first. What are you gonna do?
Well, Zed doesn't know what to think. These hobgoblins are huge. There's a lot of them, and we're on a cart, and he's got the egg right by him. So he is going to hold his attack in case someone magically can dash up and attack him. But probably going to whisper to Patron, we might want to move the cart. We might want to run with the cart.
Okay.
Because Patron's driving.
Okay. Alright, Baalor.
Baalor would like to hop off the front of the cart to right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then remeasure just to make sure that I'm not an idiot. Okay. I would like to cast something right here, and I will link it in the chat.
Excellent. I like to hear that. Oh, okay. So we're casting right here?
10 foot. 5'10", 5'10". Actually, right on top of this guy.
Right on top of which guy?
That guy.
Okay.
So I need con saves from everyone, please.
Oh, I believe you. Is it, so it's gonna, is it 10 feet? How big is it?
10 foot radius. DC 11.
So it's everyone but this guy, right?
Yes, everybody but that guy. And then I will actually cast it so you know how much damage they're taking.
Yes, please do. 7 damage, okay. If they fail.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Thank goodness.
Come on. That was 3d8.
I'm down with it. Alright, so this guy's going to take 3. This guy is going to take DC 11, so he's going to take 3. This guy is going to take 3.
Come on.
Let's go. This guy is going to take 3.
Sure.
Because you cannot critically succeed at a save.
Hey, we got one.
We got one. Alright, so he takes 7.
And
Ouch.
dies.
Nope, he's alive.
Shucks.
I know, right? These aren't kobolds. No offense, Ed. And this guy right here. Oh, no.
7 on 3d8 worth of damage.
How did I roll a 7 with... Anyways. Alright, so you're all done?
Then I would like to use the rest of my movement. How much did I use? 10 foot to get there?
I'm going to say 15. Use you to hop down and all that.
Okay. So I'm going to move 5, 10, 15 feet closer.
Okay.
And then I'm not going to rage yet because I don't know that I can get to them my next turn. So that is going to end my turn standing in the middle of a field with nothing in my hands.
You got it. Let's see if you're 150 feet away. Hey, look, you are. Does a 20 hit?
Early.
Take 2, please.
Okay.
All right, patronage, and he's actually going to move up too. So we're going to move. Let's see what the range is. So right there. All right, he's going to move right here, and it's Patron's turn.
Okay. Patron is going to notice that the other wagon is blocking the view between that wagon and this one.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna look back at Zed and be like, "Don't worry, lad. I'll take care of it."
Are we moving the wagon up? Or you're just gonna run up and hit stuff? Okay.
Yeah. I'm just run up here.
Yep.
Excellent.
Fireball.
Slow
I got
down.
that one.
Slow your roll.
Okay, but I do have an ice knife.
Let's go.
Are we dropping it here?
Oh yeah.
17 damage.
It's a great spell.
It's at second level, and I'm gonna need every single person next to it to get that beautiful bean footage going.
Oh, dex saves.
So
Is it save?
Is it?
Is
Is
it half?
two? Is it? Is
I don't know,
it
you
two
should-
or is it one deck save when I cast it at second level? Because the
I think you should
Hold on.
link the spell.
We don't want to do that.
No, get out of here with that nonsense. Make a range spell on a hit. Roll. All right. So I guess you got to roll the hit first, right? Did you? Yeah, you definitely
I
hit.
did. It was 20.
All right. So that's the damage, right?
So the main guy takes.
A million. The main guy. All right. Let's just make this easy. Main guy dead. Now what?
Now every guy next to it takes 3d6, which has been rolled for 9 cold damage,
Unless they make a save.
unless they make the DC 14 save.
All right. Cool. All right. So dex.
So that
save.
main guy would have taken a total of 8 damage from the main hit, and if he failed his dex save, he would also take 9.
Well, first guy dead. So this guy's gonna take 9 damage. All right. All right. This guy is also dead. This guy is. What was your DC? 14. Get out of here. All right, dead. All right, done after that?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. All right, it's the noble's turn. I don't think the noble has a ranged weapon. He, in fact, does not. He defers his turn. This guy, he's going to move over here. So we're spreading out. We're not doing any of that no more nonsense. Give me just a moment here. Sometimes Roll20 will not let me open up the NPC character sheets. Alright, we'll throw in some battle music too. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this. I think we have to shoot at. The closest threat right now is, well, I mean, we can shoot at Patron. He's not too far away. Yeah, I think we just retaliate against Patron. No, we didn't miss.
Nope.
Alright. The guards are also going to hang out with where they are, and it's Mordok's turn.
Oh, well, we know what's going to happen here.
Hmm.
Is it in? There it is.
For whom the bell tolls.
Yeah, for whom the bell tolls. And they're all damaged.
I don't think all of them are damaged. There's at
And
least
I'm
one
one
that
on this
hasn't
guy
been
right
hit,
here.
right?
Which
Yeah.
guy?
This guy right here.
Okay. It's a yeah, that's fine. All right, so wisdom time. Ouch. All right, cool. Done. All right, so we're gonna run up here, and we're gonna chuck a javelin at you.
You who? You me?
Let me see here. I actually think I'm gonna wait.
You wait, we food? No.
It's gonna use this, and all of them are gonna get buffed. It's gonna issue a command. Alright. Uttering command, so it says something in Goblin. Does anyone speak Goblin?
Nope.
Excellent. It says something in Goblin and points its greatsword at you.
Please hold. I might. Since I already knew Draconic from being a Dragon Scholar, well, being a Kobold, I can learn a different language as a Dragon Scholar.
Is that a yes or a no on the Goblin?
I, in fact, do know Goblin.
All right.
Thank you.
It basically points at them and it says kill. It basically says kill the interlopers. And then this guy is gonna shoot at. All right. Cool. Yeah. Hang on a second.
Doesn't matter.
I'll go on Captain. This hobgoblin. Zed, your turn.
Cool. I'll stay back and take care of the egg. And I move in front. So if there's a projectile, I can use my monkness to stop that egg.
Got it. All right, and it's Baalor.
Yes. At this point, I would like to first cast this on myself naturally.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would like to rage. Where's my rage button? Actions. Bonus actions. Rage. And then all I can do at this point is just get right up in homie's face.
Okay.
That'll be it.
All right, this guy is going to run over here and is going to attack. What is the armor of Agatha? I guess I'll figure it out when we do there.
Oh, here, I can share it in chat. My apologies.
You're fine.
It's gonna be all sorts of ugly.
Yeah.
So it's going to take 10 hit points.
If he hits me, yeah.
All right, so we're going to roll. He's going to run up, not with a shield out. He's going to attack you with his longsword.
Sure.
13 doesn't hit.
13 is my AC.
All right, that will hit. And so he's going to take 10 damage and probably die.
Yeah, and I have three hit points, or 3 temporary hit points left.
Hang on, we still have this, so we're gonna take him
You're
off.
raging.
Ooh.
Well, let me give you the damage total. Let's start with that. All right, so the damage total is in fact 15.
Okay,
So
so we're going to cut that in half,
So you're gonna take 7.
and then I still have 3 temporary hit points left.
Yep. And then this guy, so he runs up. He throws his bow to the side, sees you run up to there, and he runs up with his longsword and strikes you. And as he strikes you, the blood that comes out of you hits the and then obviously it's the blood of Agathis. Hits the sword, and it frost forms on the sword and all the way up to the hilt, and the hobgoblin looks in terror as the frost consumes him and freezes him solid, and his last breath escapes as a puff of frost.
As he dies, Baalor's eyes will go entirely black, and he'll turn his head, not his body, just his head, and look over at him. And in Draconic,
not today, little one.
Nice.
And
All right, and Patron, your turn.
Which one's the leader?
This one right here. Let me make him. Let me help a little bit with that. This one appears to be the leader. And I'll make him like an extra red. What would you like to do? Or casting Guiding Bolt at him?
Oh, jeez.
Hey, look, that's gonna hit. Ouch. Still alive, though. And also... But wait, there's more. The target. Alright, cool. Anything else?
Nope, W.
At this time, the noble's still gonna do nothing. This guy is gonna run... How when does... Water lasts an hour. So every time they hit you, it just continues to do concentration. There's no concentration or anything like that. You just gain 5 temporary hit points. When does it end?
5 temporary hit points per.
Oh man, it just sounds like there's a demon telling me about this spell.
You're still a dragon.
my fault, everyone.
No, you're fine.
It
Alright.
ends in an hour. It's devastating because he deals passive damage.
Oh, if you
As soon as I'm out of temporary hit points, it goes away, correct?
That is correct.
yes.
Okay.
All right. Well, this
So I
guy
still have 3.
this guy saw what happened to his friend. He's gonna take cover behind this rock so you can't shoot him in the face, and he's gonna use his longbow and he's gonna shoot at Baalor. Does a 21 hit?
Nah.
All right, cool. The total damage
cut that
is
in half.
Yep. So you're taking 8. No
Uh,
more.
total
No more
damage
armor.
Isn't the total damage 8?
Yeah.
So I cut it in half to 4.
No. So it's 16 because he is using his martial advantage
Oh.
because he has this ability right here. Once per
Okay,
turn,
so
he can deal extra damage.
I take 5 points of damage, no more armor of Agathis.
Okay, cool. So
But
this
he
is
does
gone.
take the armor damage, correct?
But I think
He's
it's
over here.
melee.
He's over
It's
here.
melee.
It's just melee.
Yeah. And this guy, we're gonna say. Do I have a in cover thing? Doesn't look like I
It
do.
did not adjust. So I am at currently 28 hit points.
All right. Hey, these guards. 10, 15, 20, 25. These guards are going to come out here and try and help. They're going to get to about here this turn. Mordock.
Well, I'm not required to cast a spell. So we're gonna cast.
Chain that bolt. Chain that bolt.
On this guy.
Oh yeah, 19. How's that feel?
I think I can parry it.
You can parry it?
Parry this you, anyways. Yeah, that'll hit, and he
So
will.
casual.
So you
exactly.
So you take your guiding bolt and you throw it at this hobgoblin captain, and as he kind of like twirls his great sword and begins approaching Baalor, intent on hitting him. He gets hit once with the first guiding bolt. He steps forward, he shakes it off, and the second one just takes his head clean off. He's dead.
Yeah, because that chaining of guiding bolts is pretty ugly.
I mean, it's real good. As long as the first one hits.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So this.
But all the rest of them are at advantage.
This guy right here. See ya.
So they don't get their commands thing anymore, right?
They don't. They're not buffed anymore. You're correct. This guy's gonna move. This guy's gonna disengage and go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Zed, your turn.
Wait, opportunity.
He disengaged.
He disengaged.
Oh.
No opportunity.
No one really hears this because they're all doing ranged attacks and stuff. But Zed like whispers over to the egg. One day they'll throw something and I'll catch it. You'll
It's the cutest thing I've ever heard.
Nice. All right.
So, Baalor has been facing the direction that he was the original guy was standing, which is right here.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna look down and hold his hand out behind him, and his great axe from about 15 feet behind him is gonna materialize and spin into his hand. He's gonna turn 90 degrees and do the like Jason walk over to him.
Okay.
And then we about to do some damage.
Sure. That'll hit.
Okie dokie.
So we just kind of like.
I don't know that I can attack yet, or more than once yet.
No, you cannot. All right,
One
so
attack
he
per
turns around as he's fleeing to see where his friend is, and then the axe comes down and again just takes his head clean off his shoulders, and he falls to the ground, slumps to the ground dead.
I would
sorry.
actually like to come down from his shoulder, like a big sweeping blow, and sink it in like past the clavicle, and then hold him there, and turn and look at the other hobgoblin, and just stare at him.
This guy dead. All right, cool. Patron.
That last guy?
Yeah. We're not gonna even let him run away. No mercy.
Would we get any?
Maybe.
Well, also I gained 4 hit points back, so there's also that.
I believe that. Okay. What is Patron doing?
That last guy, has he been hit?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Probably.
Well, it's important before I roll to determine the damage of Toll Dead.
So he has.
So, he's gonna see if he can make that wisdom save. He's gonna hear a sound instead of bells, just a sound of swarming, like, canary chirps in his ear.
He begins, like, swinging around and, like, trying to bat them away, and then he trips and falls and cracks his skull on this and dies instantly. Alright, and that will end initiative.
All too easy.
No kidding.
I got the egg,
But
guys.
that's
Don't worry.
That's not what this encounter is about, though.
Yeah.
Baalor will shake the body off of his axe, hold it out in front of him, drop it, and it will disappear before it hits the ground. And then he drops rage. His eyes go back to normal, And he looks around for a minute and looks just slightly confused.
So as you drop the, you take the axe and drop it, and it vanishes. The blood on it just kind of like slikes off and hits the grass.
I love it.
Right?
I love it.
Because, I mean, how awful would it be if you, like, summoned this axe and it's still dirty from last time? Like, why even have magic?
I mean, that's kind of super cool, though. Could you imagine just summoning the most gory axe ever, and then somebody being like, "Yeah, no, on second thought."
Yeah. Upon further consideration, I would like to leave. So.
I wish I had like a football or a umpires thing in voice mod, so I could sound like the ref on the field. Upon further review.
Yep. Upon further review.
Yeah, is it just me or all those guys have the same voice?
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. Maybe they have to go to, like, umpire school. And they have to, like, have...
reviewing the play.
Yeah. And they have to have, like, they have to have, like, a similar, like, cadence and voice. And that they are, they have to, go through tests so they know all the rules and everything. And then they just don't actually check their vision. That happens.
Sheesh.
What? Oh man. It must be a thankless job. I'm kidding. All those who are refs out there, professional and otherwise, you're appreciated.
Hey, that was me growing up. That was my summer job.
Oh yeah?
Yep. There is
Awesome.
umpire school. That's how you become a professional umpire.
Oh, awesome. All right.
Well,
The whole cadence thing and loss of vision, that just comes with age.
Oh, does it? Wow. So as the last of the hobgoblins die, the noble comes out. His sword he sheathes his sword, and he says, we are so lucky that you've happened upon us at this time. Our wagon is near destroyed, and we quite frankly don't have anything. Is there any room on your caravan? We could join you. And again, thank you for the rescue, brave heroes. We would have been lost and dead without you.
I would like to get an insight as to whether or not I think this dude feels like that encounter was on the up and up.
Okay. So trusting in this campaign.
Well, the last time we met at Noble, he...
Oh yeah, I forgot about that!
I was to say, I was about to...
You have taught us something.
Zed was about to mention last time these people ended up being bad guys.
Yeah, I mean, nothing gives players trust issues like a mimic.
Listen, I trusted the first group, and then they tried to kill me. So now I trust no one.
All right, you rolled a 20. You're pretty sure, based on the fact that his wagon is destroyed, and
The last one.
All right,
That's
that
like
one
the
was
last
stuck in the
Noble.
mud. This one looks like it has there are arrows in it. A couple of the guards look like they have been battered and bruised and like hurt by this. Like they look like they're just normal people.
What they all say.
Hmm?
No, nothing.
I'm sure there might be some lads who are willing to let you share a cart. We're quite a large caravan.
Hmm?
I'll tell them which cart to stay away from, though. I won't tell them why. I'll just be like, there's whatever one that I know had the poison and the dragon cultist, and be like, describe the cart to him and be like, those guys, they're assholes. Sorry, language.
Language.
Language. Boo. I'm kidding.
I
Guys
did
are
it to
jerks.
myself.
That'll be 5 hit points, please.
What was that?
That'll be 5 hit points, please.
Yep. After reviewing the play,
And the dragon egg and the cart with the dragon egg. You stay away from the little kobold.
Well, I didn't
He's
offer our
mean.
cart.
Yep. So he will actually. So the person that you are traveling with, is Bede, and he says,
sorry.
well, as your friend has drank through a fair amount of my ale on this trip already, we have room on one of my wagons." And I would appreciate, we would be happy to take on whatever cargo we can fit, so long as we get a cut, or so long as I get a cut once we reach our destination. I think that would be agreeable to everyone, don't you? And the noble kind of...
The cargo on his cart? Yeah, the cargo, 100%.
Yeah. And he says, the noble wrinkles his nose and says that, I suppose so. Or I guess he's not a noble, he's just a merchant. The merchant says, I suppose that's agreeable, although it sounds like highway robbery to me. And Bede says, which is what we actually saved you from, assumedly. I feel like it's a more than a fair price, and it'll help me recoup some of the losses that I've encountered. And he looks pointedly at Baalor.
He's clueless. Absolutely clueless. And still looks just a little confused.
Patron will look at Bede and pat him on the shoulder and be like, I didn't say you got the better end of that one's deal.
Well, this will help me recoup some losses at the very least. The merchant says, would we be able to, just so we can keep an eye on our things, be able to ride in the wagon? Maybe we could take turns, at least until we, sort out buying another wagon or horses or what have you.
In charge of a wagon around here.
I will suggest that Lately Food, also known as Baalor, come share the wagon with me and Zed, so that at least the noble may ride with Bede.
And then the rest can walk.
I mean, yeah, they hired hands, aren't they?
Yep, they'll go ahead and do that. And they'll
We'll immediately get in the back of the cart and fall asleep.
All right, so the noble will get here, and I'm actually going to pull up just real quick so I have one here in this. Grab a commenter real quick. Oh, does he have a... Oh, look at that. Nope, that didn't work. Alright, so we'll put this here. Boom. He's helping to drive the wagon. Actually, they made a token for him. Fellow travelers. And boom. That was very kind of them to do. One token. Alright, so there it is. Let's go ahead before we get to the next section, as we have everyone kind of settled in and everything. We're going to take a quick break, and we will come back soon. We'll just take a 10 and refill our drinks and continue with on the road. So we'll see everyone in 10 minutes. Don't go away. We'll see you soon. Hello, welcome back, everyone. Carrington here from Open Heart Games, here with continue our live playthrough of Tyranny of Dragons. We are in Chapter 4, Session 3, On the Road. I am joined by our party of adventurers, who we're going to go ahead and have reintroduce themselves just briefly for those of you who might be joining us halfway through the stream. So, with that, we'll start with Baalor.
Oh, hello, everyone. My name's Jabril. I'm piloting Baalor. I'm a hoot.
Nice. And Mordok?
I'm Dave. I'm playing Mordok, who's the Azamar protector cleric of the group.
All right. And Patron.
Hello, everyone. I am Brad. I'm Hidohari in chat as well, and I will be playing Patron Purpleheart.
And Zed.
Hey, I'm Zed. I'm a little kobold monk who wants to be a dragon when I grow up. And I was completely useless in the battle.
Not
I
true at all.
But I kept her egg safe, so that's good.
Exactly.
I was going to say, I disagree with useless. You were definitely like, all right, y'all do that. I'll be over here.
Zed understood the assignment of protect the egg.
He understood the assignment. Excellent. All right, so we are, again, on the road. Just briefly, for those of you who are just joining the stream, in this chapter, the objective is for the players to follow the Cult of the Dragon along the Sword Coast, changing to this location here. They are currently en route from Baldur's Gate, which is way down here, all the way up to Waterdeep, which is up here. This is a very long and arduous journey, and I'm actually going to add another little draw here. So we're going to make it red, and we're going to add a little, we're going to add a line, I think. A line, and it'll still be red. We're going to say that they have gotten from Baldur's Gate, and they are right here currently along the Tradeway, or the Coastway, and heading to their next location. So, I'm going to do now, and we'll see. We may end up ending the stream just a little early tonight, but here we are. This is my favorite encounter of the random encounters that you can encounter in here, and we're going to go ahead and begin it. So the players have just rescued a traveling merchant from a group of hobgoblins. They're continuing on the road. As they do, a light rain begins to fall. And it continues throughout the night. And it takes 2 full days. The guards who are walking along are just miserable, as is this traveling merchant. They're having just a rough time. The party, some of the folks are in covered wagons, some are not. Those who are not are also somewhat miserable. They try and pull their coats tight or whatever they have, and it is really cold. So I'm gonna have everyone can get a long rest for this, but when you awaken in the morning, you throughout the night did not sleep well the night before, and you can see that, and you hear a strange whistling on the wind throughout the night. When you awaken, you see that the pathway before you is blanketed with this strange fungus. And there are mushrooms that are about the size of corks, like champagne corks dotted everywhere, all around in front of you. So what do you do?
Detect poison?
Sure. You cast Detect Poison. Go ahead and link it in the chat.
Are they magic mushrooms?
We're about to find out. Does not appear that they are in fact poisonous.
Baalor is feet kicked up in the cart, no longer looking confused, fortunately, but just carefree and dumb as ever.
Excellent. As we would hope.
Yes, he's like a really big puppy.
All right. So, how do you want to approach this?
I mean, they're not poisonous, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll give this a second thing.
Eat it. Eat it.
So they do not appear to be magical.
Not poisonous, not magical.
They're not poisonous, not magical. It's just very strange.
I'm gonna cast Detect Venom.
Is that an
That's
option?
not a real thing.
Okay,
No.
I was like, what? That seems oddly specific.
I believe only Spider-Man can cast that.
Jokes. All right, so what do we want to do?
I mean, looks odd, but I say keep going.
The
Right.
merchants are immediately talking and whatnot, and they do not feel comfortable going through it. It scares them. They're worried that it's poisonous. They're worried it's some kind of magical thing.
Well, I'll be like, I will look and be like, another one of those.
They're like, they don't believe you. One of them says, I've been on this trail for 15 years, and I wouldn't trust someone who just joined this caravan. I've seen things you only read about or dreamed about in your time.
Can I walk over there and pick a mushroom?
Yeah, you can.
I'll
So-
walk over there and pick a mushroom.
So you go
Are
over.
they holding up the caravan, like making a stop?
Oh yeah, they are absolutely doing
Okay.
that.
As soon as we're done with this interaction with.
You go over and you're gonna pick one.
Yep, just one.
You walk over, pick one, and it like makes kind almost like a sound.
Makes a sound?
Like you heard it?
Maybe.
God, I don't think I'm at the level where I get talk with plants yet, do I?
I don't know. Let's Google it.
Here's a Google machine.
Pew. Third level.
Oh, so I should have it.
Third level spell.
Oh, so I don't have it.
Fifth
Um,
level.
Baalor will let out a massive exhale, just like the biggest exasperated sigh ever. Get up out of the cart.
And an eye
and
roll
walk
you
up-
can hear.
Yeah, 100%. Get
Okay.
up out of the cart, run his fingers through his uncharacteristically full beard, walk over to them and be like, "Are you going with or not?"
All right, so you picked one of the mushrooms. What are you doing with it?
I'll inspect it.
It's a
Do you want me to roll nature?
It's a small mushroom, like about this big. Like maybe an inch, 2.5. Go ahead and roll nature, yeah.
Why is nature an intelligence check? Anyway,
You do not know. You've not seen this before. All right. So what is Baalor doing?
So I'll walk over to the three of them and be like, "Are you going with or not?" In a very serious manner. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. He's just
Okay.
like, ugh. Well, I'm worried it'll spook the horses.
I asked you a question. Are you going with or not?
We have to get to our location, don't we? But we need it. We need the space cleared ahead of us. At least clear a path.
Do I look like a path clearer?
Yes.
I'm gonna turn back to the group and be like, do I look like a path clearer?
Yes.
Huh.
Pretty sure you got an axe that would like be really nice right now.
Learn something new every day. As I stroll around the cart. So something's blocking the path?
Yeah, the ground is covered in tiny mushrooms.
Oh, I don't know what you want me to do about tiny mushrooms. I'm 9 feet tall. I will start tromping in front of the group in like a zigzag pattern, back and forth across the road.
Are you like stepping on the mushrooms?
I'm kicking them.
Are
I'm
you,
having
you,
a hate
You
thing.
kick the first one, and it like lets out this like this baleful like moan, like oh, almost like a soul escaping from the mushroom.
So then I will kick the first one, and it makes a weird noise.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna stop moving and look at the group. Did you guys hear that?
Nope.
All right then. And I'll just start kicking more mushrooms.
All right, so now it sounds like Duck Army.
Hey.
I hear it now.
Yeah,
He's
just
having a blast.
Yeah.
Just the like a kid in his first snow.
I would
So
like
much
to cast
fun.
something.
oh yeah. What is it?
Like a kid in his first snow, huh? Does it not?
It did not link.
Oh.
It says a Constitution save, so that's exciting. I'm here for that.
Well, I think he's willing, so I don't think it's a con save.
Well, I don't know what you're doing, so. But he's also very dumb, so. What did you cast? Oh, do I need to roll a DC save?
Oh, that's not guiding bolt. Why did I click that?
I'm pretty sure he's willing. You just blast him in the back.
Who would
For
be
some
willing
reason,
to take a guiding
This
bolt?
spell is so large, it is not letting me get to the top
What's
of the
the
page
spell?
where I
Good
can-
lord.
Enlarge reduce.
Are you making him gigantic?
Yes.
Oh, he's
Let's go.
oh shoot. All right, so hang on a second here. All right, so first things first. First, we're gonna hit this button. And then we're going to turn off this because you're no longer raging. This is enlarge. And then he's...
Goes up,
Yeah.
what, 2
Boom.
levels or 1 level?
Alright, so you're going to just continue kicking all of these things?
Well, when he casts enlarge, I
There it
will like
is.
freeze for a minute, and like super bewildered what's going on, and then when I stop growing, I'm gonna turn back to the group and be like, "These mushrooms are awesome!" And
All right,
then just start tearing through stuff.
Alright, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no. Oh
Oh,
no.
you said they weren't poison.
It doesn't say that they're poison. They're not poisonous. He's just being affected by the spores.
I'm huge.
Yep. You feel a slight pang in the back of your mind of just like maybe you should feel remorseful about destroying this natural thing, but then you remember that you're a giant and it's only going to last for so long, and you just continue tromping and kicking things.
I'm gonna take a break from tromping and kicking and stroll over to the horses, who are now like a third my size.
Yep.
And just like with my massive fingers, scritch one on the head, and be like, "Good little pony," and then go back to tromping in the mushrooms.
All right, so you start running through the mushrooms, just like throwing them, and they actually start growing larger and larger, like they're the size of corks, and then as you're like tearing through them, they get bigger, and they're like 6 inches tall, and then like a foot tall, massive mushrooms, and you're just tearing through all of them. Make me another con save.
Are we seeing the same things he's seeing?
Oh yeah. And like I said, the whole time it's just like all of this moaning and screaming and all of this stuff, like this absolutely just soul tearing sounds of just these baleful screeches and moans, and like it's bizarre. But you see him just running through this.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I apologize.
As he just tears through and just like is making this massive path that's large size. What is Baalor doing?
As I get about right here, I'm gonna turn back to the group and be like, "Are you not joining the fun?"
Patrick will just give a thumbs up and be like, "Oh, it's fun."
All right.
All right then. Back to smashing through the mushrooms.
Make me one more con save. Actually, make me a total of 6 con saves.
1, 2.
Hell yeah! There we are.
4. 5.
That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. You already made 2. All right. So, as you're smashing through, like you begin actually like crying because you like feel grief and remorse and begin to feel like immediately triggered by the sounds of hearing the thousands of cries of pain of these crazy mushrooms, and by the end of it you've cleared a path, but you just can't take it anymore. You can just hear, it sounds like the screams are almost familiar to you. And you feel like this is a negative for you. You're actually gonna get a permanent thing. You are good on mushrooms moving forward forever.
Oh man, mushrooms were my favorite. So as I finish clearing the path, I'm gonna get to the end, and you're just gonna see Baalor's, who's been this happy, cheery, like 6-year-old in snow. His shoulders are gonna fall, and his head's gonna drop, and he's gonna turn around and sullenly walk back to the group. And as he walks by, you're just gonna hear him mumble under his breath, and you can't really tell what he's saying, but like it's definitely sad. And I'm gonna go back to the cart that I was on. I can't get in the cart right now, but I'm gonna try to figure out.
I mean, it takes you hours to clear this, but here we are.
Now, I will say, Patron will see his big bud sad, and he will offer him a swig of his flask.
Make that con save.
You dirty, filthy, no good, backstabbing two-face. He's gonna do it because he's dumb.
I know, but there's so much more.
I just love the fact that your character.
Oh, no!
I don't want to tell you until you've rolled that con save.
Hold on, a 6.
That's a 2 on the die, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
Carrington made the DC a 16 for 1. But not only that, I made the joke last time around that I had laced it with mushrooms.
Oh no!
Oh me.
I'm sorry. Patrick would have tried to cheer you up by getting you drunk, and this would get you drunk. But
No,
the irony
it doesn't get me drunk. It just gets me very, very trippy.
Yeah, it does.
So as you're laying in the cart, you've cleared this entire area. It took you 6 hours to do as you're tromping through and clearing a path. Everyone's very thankful for your sacrifice. You're the only person who's affected by this. But you're never going to eat mushrooms again. And you have these dreams of mushroom people. Like, it's like the elephants on parade, but it's, the mushroom jubilee of them
No.
No.
No, Baalor does not go to sleep. This is everyone's problem now.
No.
Baalor is hallucinating wildly. So at some point, Baalor is going to get out of the cart and start chasing invisible mushrooms.
Okay.
Just like all over the place. Like there's no rhyme or reason, just chasing invisible mushrooms, mumbling or like muttering, "Come back here, you big mushroom." Come back here, you big mushroom. Don't run away.
What have we done?
So, like, I would imagine
Oh my
he's, like,
God,
off
I'm
over
crying.
here on his own, just chasing after mushrooms.
Yeah, it's all fun and games until somebody gets hurt.
I would like to point out, as I mentioned previously, this is absolutely my favorite encounter on the road.
And we ruined it.
No, you haven't ruined it. This is great.
Oh, okay.
I love this one. It's so random. I've had players like walk up and then poke a mushroom, and it's just like it releases the spores, and then they're just like, "Yeah, I ain't going that way." And the merchants are like, "Well, we kind of have to." And then like I've seen them use fire. I've seen them use like all kinds of stuff. But it's fantastic.
Have you
Love
seen
it?
an enlarged barbarian take his axe like a plow to the road?
Gosh golly, sure haven't. That's new.
There was no axe involved. It was all kicking and picking up and throwing and just like being a toddler.
I just
Yeah.
imagine him doing like jumping on him and like gleefully laughing.
Snow
yeah.
angels.
Yeah,
like, the
mushroom
whole
angels. Yep.
nine. Yeah, the whole 9.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right. So as you make your way down the road, so the rains continue to kind of they don't relent. It seems like they just, from the time that the hobgoblin encounter stopped to going through the mushrooms, the rain has just continued, and it has refused to let up. Everyone is cold. It is getting colder as you're moving north. Everyone's miserable. The water's in your boots. It's in your clothing, and the cold has just kind of gotten into your bones, and that
Everybody except Zed.
huh?
Except for Zed.
Except for Zed.
Yeah, except for Zed.
Also, I'm resistant to cold damage.
Sure, but you are also still miserable because you're still wet and chasing
And
mushrooms.
hallucinating wildly, yes.
Oh, absolutely. Maybe, and honestly, just for funsies, do you want to have that be a random thing that happens?
What?
I mean, we can say, like, hey, instead of you losing the ability to eat mushrooms, you can just, anytime you have mushrooms, you're just gonna, have fun hallucinations forever.
Oh
I
my
don't think-
God! With my flask, that's gonna be a terrible flaw.
I don't know that that's necessary.
I think it is. It sounds fantastic. Whenever you want
The
some...
DM is law.
Huh?
The DM is law.
I mean, you choose it, if you want it or not. Alright, so, and we can figure it out later. So, as you make your way down the road, it's cold. It is, you finally are able to reach a destination that is looking much better, which is that of a townside inn, which is great. Like, not sorry, a roadside inn.
Name the Mushroom Patch.
Well, maybe. And you're finally able. You're thinking, oh my goodness, thank goodness, I am going to be able to warm up and get some get out of these wet clothes and all of that. So who is going to walk up and talk to the proprietor?
Surely Baalor, because he looks like a big mushroom.
Okay.
I mean, we're all approaching in this long wagon train, correct?
Yep.
There's no way that everyone in the wagon train's going to be able to stay in this inn.
So, first come, first serve.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So we're gonna walk up and be like, "Ho there!"
Oh, yes. Welcome to my inn. So you actually walk in the door of this inn, and I will move it over here. So you actually
Can't see anything.
Bam! You should be able to now, unless you can't.
Still can't see anything.
Wow.
You've somehow given my character the reverse of dark vision.
Bam. All right, there you go. All right, you should be able to see now.
We got
So
there.
now that you can see everything, you come upon this inn and you go inside. And I'll leave this for we're probably gonna end, like I said, a few minutes early. But as you walk in, it is warm, comfortable. There's a crackling fire, and there's an innkeeper there who says, "Welcome, friends. How can I assist you for tonight?"
Yes, we were hoping to get out of this cold, dreary day and into a warm room.
Oh well, well, sadly, and unfortunately, and most embarrassingly, the entire inn is sold out right now. All of the private rooms are taken, and the common room here is reserved for a private party.
I
You can-
look around. Is there anyone here?
There is a what appears to be an aristocrat, and 3 human dilettantes. They smirk at you as you look over in their direction.
Am I still high right now?
Sure.
Okay, never mind then.
Why did you not want to be?
If I wasn't, I was gonna do something. But if I'm
Oh
still
yeah.
tripping,
What do you want to
then-
do? Which would you rather be? You pick.
So
Whatever's more interesting.
I mean, it kind of depends on how long we've been on the road. But if I'm sober, I would like to walk up to or behind Patron, who's currently talking to the host.
I'm gonna say
And
right
just
now,
ask-
just for funsies, because it is roughly in the same time. Because you haven't had a chance for another short rest, and again, you're miserable. Let's go ahead and make you poisoned right now with that, and you can decide if it's just the after effects, or if you're still under the full effect of it.
Sure, I think it can be that I'm
Coming out of it.
post whatever, super like groggy and a little bit like looking a little bit haggard. Which will only be exacerbated by the fact that I'm sopping wet and shirtless.
Sure.
So I'll come up and I'll stand behind Patron, who's talking to the host, and while rubbing my head because I have a massive headache, just ask him, "Who might this private party be?"
Well, you guys can go inside real quick, and you can see these people right now.
I can't see now.
Oh, I got you. Don't worry. There we go.
Hey.
Yep, so there they are. And they just kind of like smile, and the innkeeper will be here, and we will just make sure that he is, so it's easy to tell he's green. And he says, "I am very sorry, I wish there was something we could do there." And this noble over here says, or yes, this aristocrat in his powdered wig and whatnot says, "Oh, well, I'm sure they'll sleep tight and have a most pleasant evening. Perhaps the rain will wash the mud from their boots. Might be good for them.
Okay.
It'll be the first time they've had a bath, and perhaps since they were born."
Baalor
chuckle.
is going to snap his head in his direction, and in the really deep husky voice that he gets when his eyes went black out in the field, turn and look at him and just say, "Watch your tongue." And I would like to intimidate, please.
Go ahead.
Are you kidding me?
He's like, I believe that the gentleman who said to you that this was reserved for a private party, I believe that we have tolerated your interference long enough. You can leave now. Have a good day and have a great evening. I'm afraid that this is a high-class soiree, and we are quite happy having our drinks here away from those of lesser breeding.
Can I vibe check the party and see if we're down for a tussle? Like, this is semi-metagaming, but, like, every fiber of Baalor's being wants to fight him right now. But I don't want to be the guy that
Every
makes that a
fiber of Patron's being wants to play a prank on him right now.
thing. Ooh, let's see what Jabril has for that. Bet! It'll probably fail.
You do what you want to do.
So, like, seriously, I was asking the party, are we okay getting into this, or do we want to move on? Because I don't want to drag the party down if we're not looking to get into it.
I don't really particularly want to fight them, but Patron doesn't like snobs if we haven't determined that based on the way he treated the last guard that tried to be a jerk.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Mordok?
No, I'm going with the flow here. No reason
I would
to
imagine...
fight, but
Well, I will wait for Patron to do something, because at this point, I'm all but ready to charge the table.
I will do it. So this guy's obviously a noble.
He appears to be some kind of, well, you know what? I'll let you roll insight.
Sure, that one rolls half decent.
All right. So it appears that he is. I mean, he has all of the snobbish air and the clothing to match and whatnot. But you've not encountered someone in this kind of dress before. So who knows?
Fair enough.
You're not sure what to make of it.
Well, I'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, my lord. You obviously have this place rented out. I apologize for us trying to interfere. Let me offer you a special gift to make amends for this scene.
Okay.
I would like to pull out the one
baby!
mushroom I picked
Mm-hmm.
from the weird mushroom harvest that I did not destroy and that I
Sure.
kept, and offer it up. Along with grabbing a flagon from my own personal flask, I'm going to take a little swig myself. You want me to roll that con save?
Yeah, please.
Let's go!
Yeah, that's a great one.
I'll grab
I
a
don't
mug
lie.
and I will pour it myself into, like, a little bit into, like, a tumbler and be like, this is a rare mushroom we found on the road. Very few get to taste it.
Okay.
And this brew right here, it's the finest of dwarven quality.
He gestures to the table for you to take it. Or for you to set the mug there.
Yeah, I'll set the tumbler with the shot of my dwarven ale, and I'll set the mushroom on the table for him.
Are you gonna like push the glass down the table to him? He's sitting here.
Yep, I will slide it down the table to him.
Mm-hmm. Okay. He picks up the glass.
I'll look at him and be like, "Be careful. Those of weak constitution cannot handle the quality."
That a babe. That a babe.
And he smells it,
Antagonizes me.
kind of like looks at it and whatnot, and says, "Well, I have tasted a great many things in my day, but I must say that I do not have the stomach. I do not have the constitution, and I would not subject my refined palate to that of dwarven swill." And with that, he takes it and pours it on the ground and drops the glass, letting it shatter.
Homie, I can't tell you how close I am.
It's on.
Oh, is it on?
Yes, let's go!
All right.
It's
This
not a-
is a great place as we're about. What do you do as you like? How do you initiate combat? Because they've obviously insulted your ancestors and your beer.
I said not a fight, but it's on. He's gonna drink
Okay.
that ale before I am done.
Oh my.
I rescind my let's go. I was geared for a fight.
Oh well. I mean, if you're geared for a fight, maybe you just start us off.
Yeah, I don't want to be that guy though that drags the party into a fight. That was my last character, okay?
Koresh. So hang on a second. So the sorcerer, but the barbarian. Heck yeah. All right. Cool. Stereotypes gone.
Yeah. He's dumb, but he's not like stupid.
I love it.
Oh, I got a plan next week though.
All right. Yeah. This is
yeah.
a. Go ahead.
I have a plan, like I have a spell I want to use.
Mhm.
And it's not a combat spell. It's more of just a demoralizing spell.
Mhm.
So, yeah, for sure.
Excellent. I'm gonna throw on some fun, in the background music of other things, but we can do that for later. So, for those of you who joined our stream, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are going to end a little bit early today, so we can prepare for next week, where they will continue to be on the road and deal with these, rather posh and pretty insulting characters that they've come across. If you enjoy what we do here at Open Heart Games, and you like the content, please feel free to follow us on Twitch, give us a like on Facebook, and also check out our YouTube channel. That costs you absolutely nothing, and it's great support, and we definitely appreciate it. Also, if you would like, you can also subscribe. If you have a Prime account, you can also subscribe using your Amazon Prime, and that costs you absolutely nothing. And then finally, also, if you'd like to donate to our Extra Life page, where we are raising money for Roanoke Carillion Children's Hospital, our goal this year is to raise $4,062, as last year we raised $461. $4,061 for Roanoke Carillion Children's. You can do that by going to right here. This is our extralife.org/team/openheartgames. Thank you all so much for joining us. We will catch you all next week. Take care.